Nigeria has no reason to be poor. Nigeria is not a poor country, but our wealth is in the hands of a few. And we see that, even the cost of governance. They are living as if it is 1999. Our people are dying. That is why in the north, we had the voices of our traditional rulers. And they should take it seriously. You remember when the First Lady visited the Emir of Kano? The Emir of Kano told her, go and tell Mr. President that our people are suffering. There is hunger in the land. It was a coded message, because if the president does not read the papers, if he does not go through social media, if his advisors would not tell him the truth, the Emir was telling the wife, go and tell Mr. President. As a follow-through, all traditional rulers in the north met in Kaduna with a screaming headline, all papers read by the Sultan of Sokoto. And this country is sitting on a keg of gunpowder. And there is nothing more they can do to stop the anger of their people. They've run out of excuses. In the north, our traditional rulers are the last bus stop. When they start talking, leaders need to sit up and listen. We're in big trouble. In the north, people are suffering. There is hunger in the land. People are dying. In the midst of plenty, leaders sit up. Any leader who does not listen to the sufferings of his people does so at his own peril. What we are afraid of, we're not afraid of what is going to happen to politicians. We're afraid is what is going to happen to our country, Nigeria. This country we love dearly. This country that has given us more than we have given back. This country that has been formed on the blood and sweat and tears of our leaders past. No reckless politician is going to break this country up by his recklessness and not listening to the concerns of the people.
All right,
there is hunger in the land.
All right.
All is not well.
If nobody has told President Tinubu that he is failing at this point, we, the collective civil society organizations of Nigeria, are telling him that he has not only failed, he has exhibited crass irresponsibility. And is it because that we run a presidential federalist system of government where you are guaranteed 4 years? So when you do anything you can do to capture that power and you are sworn in as president, you care less about your responsibility? If nobody can tell him, we, the third sector of representing the Nigerian people, are telling him that we are not satisfied, we are not deceived by the antics of governance, by the sweet talk of those who run government for themselves, forgetting the principal and primary responsibility of governance.
The northern leaders should not bore us with this insecurity issue.
Why not?
They are the one that created it.
How did they create it?
They created it. When they invited the terrorists into this country, what were they thinking? But every time I will listen to them is that if the federal government can prosecute those who brought these people inside here, you know them, I know them, their lists have been given to you. So what are you doing? What are you saying? Every day, we are going to find a lasting solution. Government is working hard. In fact, we will go get them. They will not get away. Shetima will go and find a lasting peace. All those was now wash. They are not serious. They know what they are doing. Is this the first, second, or third? The last time somebody counted how many attacks Benue and Jos have suffered, it's over 2,000 attacks. In 10 years, 2,000. Yet no solution. Or is it not that we find solution? They will only beat their time, wait for a while, then when this one has cooled down, they will resume again.
That's why you called me. He says, Hajia, I said, sir. He said, I respect your stance on not accepting the appointment. I said, yes, sir. Because I can't be a zombie. I just can't follow you because you said I should follow you. Let me know what you have for us up north. Because if I made a mistake on Buhari, with you, the truth is written on the horizon. So I have to know what you have for us. He said he's in London, that if I can, I should go over. He offered to buy me a ticket. I said, no, sir, I can afford a ticket. And then he said, can I get a hotel for you? I said, yes, that I will appreciate. I took the next Lufthansa to London. I saw him that same night, and we sat. And I said, sir, the reason why I'm not accepting your appointment is because I don't know what to have for us up north. Because in the north, every single person is either waiting to be killed or kidnapped. We can't go on like this. What is your blueprint for us? He told me that he doesn't have anything for us. I said, you mean, sir, you don't have a blueprint? He said, I can't have a blueprint because if I have a blueprint, I'll be stepping on too many toes and they might even kill me. This was what he said.
Insecurity affects everything. It affects, as you've seen, it affects our food, it affects movement, it affects our education, it affects commerce. So it's you can't. It's not a child's play. It is absolutely not a child's play because farmers can't go to the farm. In some places, you have to pay ransom to be able to go to your farm, and you have to pay ransom to go and harvest. So it is no child's play at all.
But the welfare of the country is the welfare of everyone.
Yes.
I should think so. So there's no one who should be left out to say, I cannot do this, or I have a right to do this or that. But I don't understand the carnage that's going on. For example, you have some cases where some people are armed deliberately. And then the other thing is, it appears the military or the enforcement, the law enforcement, the forces that should normally look after the country security-wise appears not to be doing anything. So what should we do?
Well, it's not, before you can ask the question of what should we do, you should first of all understand the nature of it, understand the drivers of it, understand why it has lasted so long, and then you can begin to think of what are the possible solutions that you can find to it. I think what has happened most of the time is that people have tended to approach it from a piecemeal basis instead of finding some kind of a holistic, systematic, consistent approach to looking for how to solve the problem.
The law is supposed to be there for everyone to obey. So I expect that no one is above the law. So if anybody is brought to book, that person should respectably and responsibly obey the law. Isn't that so? So what is government doing that this doesn't appear to be the case?
Well, when there is rule of law,
yeah.
Rule of law on its own depends on enforcement, the administration of it. If a judge sits in a court and pronounces a judgment, it is hoped that there will be people to carry it out. If a governor or a president gives instruction to the army to do something, it is hoped that the army will be equipped and will be functional with capacity to deliver on what the government is doing. So law on its own, law cannot enforce itself. People have to enforce the law. Yeah, that's the by and large, or large and by and large of it. Yes.
No, as you were talking, I was thinking, you have to equip, for example, the military. You have to equip the police to enforce the law. And then there must be intelligence reports that points at a lot of issues that must be addressed urgently. So why should insecurity be a problem for Nigeria?
Insecurity or any form of administration of any process, it takes intentionality. That is, the governance, the people who are in government have to be intentional. I have always said that Nigeria's insecurity requires government to own it. to say this is a problem and government to go out of its way to own it. If you own a problem or an issue, you sleep with it, you wake up with it, it becomes something bothersome. You can't go far from it because you understand that it affects every area of your governance. But in some cases, in some of the places where insecurity is most prevalent in Nigeria, some of the state governments, some I said, not all, have abandoned governance. Some of the local governments have been abandoned by local government administrators. So
when you say abandoned, how do you mean?
They are not governed spaces.
Okay.
I mean, at a point, the governor of Niger said that some local governments were
no longer in his time.
Yes. Kaduna State at a point also said that. Zamfara State at a point said that. So there are local government. I was talking with a very high official in Benue State, and he says there are local governments that he cannot go to. Even his own local government, he couldn't go there. So it's because we are far from it, and because it doesn't immediately affect us, we imagine that, oh, yeah, we are okay.
Hi, welcome back, my people. This country called Nigeria, it's only God that will help us in this country called Nigeria because of the thing many of us are facing. If you look at all these northern people, when their persons was ruling, we never see any of them that come out to complain about their own person when Buhari was in power. None of them has come out to criticize Buhari's government. Although it's not as if, okay, we are trying to support Tinubu's government, because even Tinubu and Buhari are bed on the same feeder, so we cannot criticize or support any of them. But what we have to tell the northern leaders now is that, okay, they should calm down in as much as this Buhari tenure. In as much as this Tinubu tenure is bad, they don't even have to complain, because their own person did worst. All these things we are facing now, I think it is Buhari that causes insecurity and food scarcity that we are facing in this country called Nigeria, and I think it's Buhari that causes it, because when Buhari was there as the president, he was not even taking his responsibility. So that is why all these things we are facing now, that is why we are facing it. And this Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Iyon can't be worse. The reason why his son is worst is that as you can see it, we are facing insecurity in this country called Nigeria, and even Bola Ahmed Tinubu has never come out to say anything about this insecurity that is going on in this country day by day. Has never come out to say anything. So it's only God that can save us from all we are facing in this country. If not, we cannot save ourselves, because we have been seeing all this thing and no one has listening to us. So you that is hearing us now, if you have anything that you want to say concerning this matter, I beg make you drop them for inside comment section. And also, if today is your first time, please like our video, share, and also subscribe. Thank you.